This dish is Aunt Geneva's. Aunt Geneva was my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, my great grandparents' first of 13 children. And this is something that we always got when we went to her house for dinner. And so I got the recipe from her daughter, and it's been around in her family a long time. I don't know where it originated, but this is another vegetable dish that we loved as a kid. And this one is zucchini, okay? So here again, it's pretty much the same concept as we did with the squash. We're gonna trim our zucchini, and I used about 5 medium-sized zucchinis for about a 2.5 quart casserole dish. Now the beauty of this recipe is it can be made in something really large, like a lasagna pan if you're making it for a crowd, or as I'm doing today, just kind of making a family size. So, and you alter all the rest of the ingredients, which we'll go through in a few minutes, depending on what size you want it to be. Okay, so now I got my zucchini. Like I said, this is about 5 medium-sized zucchinis. Again, something plentiful at farmers markets, grow in your backyard, at the grocery store. Boiling salted water again. I think Southerners like to boil their vegetables. I think that's it. But this is going to be great. Don't worry about it. In this pan, we're going to put some butter. Butter again. And we're going to put some sliced mushrooms. Okay? Now, when this recipe was originally made by Aunt Geneva years ago, she used mushrooms in a jar or a can. No, 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 I don't do that now. Don't you do it. Get fresh mushrooms, slice them up, and I kind of got to get a rhythm going. Sometimes you'll see cooks kind of tap the cutting board. We're trying to get our rhythm going so we can slice and not slice any fingers. Okay? So I got my rhythm. Got to take my mushrooms. It's about a cup of mushrooms. Like I said, vary this depending on how large a crowd you're making this for. Let's turn that up a little bit. Put our mushrooms in. I want to put some salt in there. You know what else salt does in mushrooms? It draws the water out sooner. So when you're trying to saute mushrooms, caramelize mushrooms, you want the water to come up and go ahead and evaporate sooner rather than later. Put some salt in there. And cracked black pepper. And we'll just kind of let those saute a while. And let them give up their juices. The other ingredients in this casserole are canned tomatoes. Use a really good brand of tomatoes. Don't skip on the tomatoes. And I've tried this with fresh tomatoes because I'm trying to get away from, I was trying to make sure everything was fresh from the garden. Fresh tomatoes are wonderful in flavor, but they don't have the juice. And you need the juice to make this casserole as rich as it should be. So use a really good quality canned tomato, diced. Keep the juice. We've got some mozzarella cheese shredded, and I've got some dried Italian herbs. There's basil and there's oregano. And this is, along with the zucchini and the mushrooms, this is the dish, okay? So let me show you, let's fast forward to finished. Look at that. Now, once the mushrooms are sauteed, once the zucchini is soft but not mushy and you've drained it, and let the water drain out of it well, I could hear by the sound that they were going a little too much. So let's turn that down. So let's get back to my zucchini casserole. So tomatoes with their juices, the drained zucchini, the shredded mozzarella, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of basil. Toss all that together in one bowl. Isn't that fantastic? Dump it all in one bowl, toss it around, put it in your casserole. I'm going to put some mozzarella over the top. Can you believe we ate this as little kids? Sometimes when I think about it, I can't believe it, but we loved it. Maybe because it was kind of gooey with cheese. I don't know. Maybe there's no reasoning. Maybe our generation was just a little more mature than these current generations, you know, these kids today and all of that. So we put this in a 350-degree oven, just like our squash casserole, until this cheese melts and it gets hot through and through. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's get it out. Yeah, look at that. Aunt Geneva would be proud. Well, let's see what she tastes like. You got mushrooms and tomatoes and cheese. I don't know who wouldn't like that. Mushrooms, tomatoes, and cheese. Zucchini. Let me see here. Fun. It's really good. You know what? Kind of tastes like a pizza with zucchini on it. Maybe that's why we liked it.